All right, family, we're going to try this again. We're going to try this again, family. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Welcome, family. Welcome back. We're going to try this again. We're going to try it again. Come on back. Danny, can you hear me? Mayat Simone, peace. Welcome, goddess. Can you hear me? Freckle Locks, amazing by design. Welcome, goddesses. Welcome. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? I take it as that, yes, I can hear you clearly. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, let me send her a request. Yeah, we back, King. We back, Maj. Peace, God. DJ Fizzle. Peace, family. Peace. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Hayden One. Peace. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. DJ Fizzle. Peace. Welcome. LaKenta Fashun. There you go. We're going to give it about 3 minutes. Give everybody a chance to get back here. Real quick. Cleve, Infinite Nine. Welcome, fam. Welcome, fam. Welcome. All right, I got your request, LaKenta. We're going to get it popping here again. You can't hear me? Everybody else said they can hear me. Felisa, peace. Empress, peace. Goddess, peace. Everybody else said they could hear me, LaKenta. Mosh, can you hear me? Yeah, they said they can hear me. Let's go, LaKenta. I'm about to see what we could do. I'm going to see if I can bring you in. All right, thank y'all for letting me know. All right, I just invited you in. I just accepted your request. Yeah, it's taking its sweet old time, too. Bear with me, family, for a hot little second. Pop up. What's up, family? Peace and love. All right, I got your request. Let's see. Let's get it. All right, LaKenta, it's saying you're unable to join. So what you have to do is you're going to either have to log off and come back in. I've even heard people say they had to get rid of their app and re-log in. But try to log off and then come back in, because I've seen that happen before. But it's just the energy. Pisces Goddess, peace, family, peace, Goddess. It's just the energy. That's all. We got retrograde and all this BS going on, but, you know, I don't even try to really subscribe to that too much, but the facts is facts. Foxy, peace, Goddess. Welcome back. So, yeah, go ahead, Decon Maverick, peace, family. Gifted Gabby, peace, Goddess. Yeah, you might have to log out, log back in, and then see if that works. Because it does that from time to time, the world say unable to join. Bear with us for a few seconds, family. We're going to get this thing popping. It's just the energy, you know. Got a little bit of retrograde going on. You know, it's all good. But we're gonna overcome. The light will always win. Yes, it will. Virgo Goddess, peace, family, peace, Goddess. Boy, that retrograde, you feel me? It's all good, though. We good. We all the way. Like Montana, nope, what? Let me see. Oh, yeah. You're right, LaKenta. I'm going to see if I can bring you in now. I'm trying to go live with you right now. I just hit it. Oh yeah, they clowning. Let's try this again. All right, she must have logged off to try to get back in here. Oh, there it is. Let's see if this worked. Well, that energy over there, energy going. It's still saying unable to join. I saw it look into saying unable to join. Hold on. It just said unable to join again. On my end. I'm gonna try it again. There we go. Peace. Can you hear me now?
This technology stuff be on some BS, don't it?
Yeah. Can you
But
hear
it's
me?
okay, because we still gonna say what we gotta say.
We're gonna say
whether we gotta send it out to the ethers or we get to say it here, it's still gonna get said.
It's gonna
We
get
still
said.
gonna pop. We still gonna thrive. We still gonna rise. We still gonna flow. We still gonna flourish. We still gonna, we still gonna do what we do. So it don't matter because we are the power source.
That's
Like
it.
they be on some straight BS, but it's cool. I don't be on this app that much, so ain't no telling what's going on, and it's cool. It is what it is. I'm not fluid in Instagram, so we have to work around it. But it's cool. I'm here. We here.
Can
We
you hear
live.
me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Let's get to
All right,
it.
and there ain't even no delay. I don't even see no delay now. So let's dive in.
Let's go ahead and dive in. First off, like I was saying earlier, thank you for being here. I know we spoke earlier. We were talking about, just kind of the energy and the season and the cleansing that's going on right now. So, I'm gonna turn it over to you and kind of let you, share what you share with the collective.
Like we was talking about earlier, like that full moon energy, that moon in Pisces, everybody emotional right now. It's some root chakra stuff coming up. We be in survival mode. And I went out with my daughter yesterday to get something to eat, and I ordered red sangria. And as soon as it came to the table, she set the glass down, and my intel agent was like, root chakra. And I'm like, what about a root chakra? Like, okay, what? Because when you go through your spiritual levels, you'll study something or you'll work on something, you'll dive deep into something, and then when you move on, you leave. You have so much knowledge about certain things, and you keep building on it. That's first grade, but when you get up to the fifth grade, you kind of forget some information, but it needs to be revisited because you have to stay flowing. You have to be fluid. And sometimes we get stuck in our knowledge. We think we know things, but we haven't fully comprehended all that a thing has to reveal to us. So when it took me back to root chakra, when I pulled up root chakra to see what they was talking about, what I was supposed to get from it, I saw the full moon energy. I saw all that full moon energy and the power of it. And this is a great season of digging into self. This rain, these cloudy days, this is all symbolic of healing. This is all symbolic of washing. This is all symbolic of letting go. I don't subscribe to releasing because to release means to do over. Some things I want to completely let go. When you lease something, you take possession of it, right?
Yeah.
The subtext is to do, means to do over. Like, to remember means to join yourself again to a previous thought. So when you
Right.
do things over, so I prefer to let things go. But sometimes we don't even know what we need to be letting go. You need to be letting go of bullshit right now. You need to be letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. You need to be letting go of things that are not, that cannot go with us. I think yesterday I made a post about you got to let some things go in order to gain some new things. And not, it ain't always old stuff that need to be let go. You might buy a new outfit and it was the shit at the store, but when you get it home, like, I ain't really rocking with it like I thought I was. You got to let it go because your vibe changed, the frequency changed. You change frequencies. So you got to let that go. And you have to be okay with letting it go, or learn how to be okay with letting it go. You got to give yourself permission to let things go. And for us, we got a lot of childhood trauma. We all suffer from some form of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. They think that's just military shit. No, we all suffer from that. From childhood to young adulthood to being of age but still stupid as fuck, you know what I'm saying? So it's really some stuff you really need to let go, but a lot of the stuff you need to let go really stem from or is rooted in your childhood trauma. The things that you've seen, you were only supposed to be an observer of, but you took possession of and held on to things that your parents did or said. I was talking to a friend yesterday or day before yesterday, and she was struggling. She was having a real, emotional day, and she was talking about not being heard. And I knew instantly what her situation was, but I didn't go directly to her situation because I wanted her to search out her own situation. So I told her, I was like, you need to make up your mind to just be heard where you are and understand that people hear you. But we also do selective hearing. If what you're talking about ain't what the fuck I want to hear, I don't want to hear what you're saying, so I didn't hear you. So I might come back and ask you the question again because I wasn't really listening when you said it. But again, it's no reflection on you that I didn't hear you sometimes. It was me. Like, you wasn't talking my language at the moment. You was just yapping, and I ain't want to hear that. But
Right.
when I get clear, but when you have a need to be heard because as a child you were not heard, and I've experienced that. I knew I wasn't heard as a child, being molested and telling somebody, and in a roundabout way, the way a child knows how to tell somebody that they're being hurt. You don't come out and say, hey, he fucking me. You're a child, you don't know how to say that. You just know how to say, like, hey, mommy, please don't let him come over here. Or please don't leave me here and cry and act out. But, in the time we come from, you got your ass whipped for stuff like that.
Right.
You weren't allowed to say, Uncle so-and-so is mean to me. Girl, sit your ass down somewhere and be quiet, and I see you when I get back. But all that is a cry for help. And then we carry the trauma from that into our adult life. We carry the trauma of that into our young adult life. Then we out here trying to get in relationships and make people act the way we need them to act so that we feel safe. Not knowing that we attract that pain. We attract that trauma. We attract that experience over and over again. Different people, same experience. Different faces, same experience. And when we do that, we need to get to the root of the problem. So I said some stuff to her. I told her, I said, you need to decide to make up your mind that when you talk, you are heard. Give yourself permission to be heard. And a few minutes later, she said something about she felt like her skin was being she was being torn away from herself. And I said, that's that stuff trying to leave you, but you trying to hold on to it. We be so used to pain, we be so familiar with trauma that when the trauma itself try to leave us, we be trying to hold on to that shit. We start calling people and tell them, so you remember back in 1989, I was hurt and my parents didn't listen to me. That stuff is trying to leave you. That's why you feel so emotional and so torn and so broken, because that stuff is trying to evaporate off of you, but you trying to hold on to it. Let that shit go. Let it go. And it's stuck in your root chakra. It's stuck in your survival mode. We have to learn how to work that shit out. Let it flow. Let it flow from us. Think about a woman in her root chakra. Think about a man in his root chakra. Your semen flows. Her blood flows. That shit gotta flow. But see, it get in there and it gets stagnant. And when it get too stagnant, it start causing physical situations, erectile dysfunction, you know, and problems getting up, problems going down. Women can't get wet. You know, all this shit is a response to that PTSD of things stuck in your root chakra. You in survival mode. You trying to control how people act. You trying to control the flow of your life instead of going with the flow. Nothing you desire is upstream. So if you swimming upstream or you pedaling upstream, shit gonna always be tough. It's
Facts.
gonna always be tough. But when you go with the flow, like, you know, literally lay back in the water and float. Imagine yourself in your mind in an experience, in the midst of the experience. Lay back in that motherfucking experience and float. I don't know what to do, but I know I have an intel agent. I have an inner being. I have intuition. I have a voice within that will guide me. And you have to trust it. You have to build up your trust with your intuition. You got to tell your intuition. You got to talk to it just like you talking to a person, just like I'm talking to you. I don't know what the situation is. I can't see the beginning from the end, but I know you can. I know you can. Blue Rock Medicine Show, I see you. Keep talking to me. So you have to get into that darkness. And that was another thing I said we was going to talk about, darkness. You know, we all love and light out here, and we want to be accepted and received as love and light, and I love you, and rise and thrive, and good morning, and greetings, and grand rising. It's in the darkness that you grow. It's in the darkness that your experiences come to light. It's in the darkness that what is going on with you is revealed. Get by yourself. Shut the hell up. Stop looking for everybody to tell you about you and go within. Change is literally an inside job. Change takes place inside. The change you desire outside of you takes place within you first. Then it's reflected without. It's experienced without. But everything that you're looking for, the knowledge, the wisdom, the power, the understanding, the clarity, the abundance, it's all within. And you have to trust the process in the darkness, because the darkness can get real scary. I call them hallway moments. I ain't where I used to be, but I'm not quite where I'm going yet. So when I'm in the hallway, I just trust the experience. Am I pressing towards the door to go through it? Or am I just standing here in the hallway and watching these shadows and ghouls and ghosts and goblins fly over my head, but understanding that that's all they are, they're shadows. I know in church we used to say, weeping endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Like this is true stuff. If you have an experience and the later it get in the day, the heavier it feels. But as morning starts to come, you start to feel a little lighter. Then the sun come up and you start to feel a little lighter. Each experience or each level is just like that. It's a dark experience. You're being planted, which means sit still, be still. Listen, go within, take some time, shut that phone down, stay your ass off social media. Stop listening to all that trap music so you can hear, because your inner being don't yell. Your inner being do not yell. It is not going to beat you upside the head to get your attention.
Right.
It's not going to yell over your friends. It's not going to yell over your mama's advice. That shit she told you that don't mean nothing, that you really need to let go of because it didn't profit her. Like, for real, it didn't. Facts. Like, if you look at our people is fucked up. We don't have no generational wealth. We don't have no land. And I'm talking in a collective sense. We don't have any of that. But they got all this great advice about what you should and should not do. Well, you're going against your inner being. You're going against your inner guidance when you listen to them and don't look at their life like, you know what? I appreciate you, but go ahead and be silent on my stuff. Go ahead and be silent on my life. And if you don't get silent,
Said, don't speak that shit over here.
No, don't speak that. Be very careful and selective about what you let people speak into your life. Be
Right.
very selective about what you let people speak into you. Be like, shit, I can't afford, we can't afford that. Hold on. Don't talk for me. Don't talk for me. I mean, even I was out of town and some girl was flirting with this dude in a roundabout way and she included me in it. And she said some stuff and he said some stuff and then she put me in it and I was like, leave me out of that. Then they went back and forth a few more times and then she was like, we still love you. And I said, who is we? And she said, I was talking about me and you. I said, speak for yourself. You don't know how I feel about him.
You feel me?
Even in playing, don't let people speak for you. The Bible tells you to be circumspect in your words. A person is ensnared by the words of their mouth. You be out here speaking amidst cracking jokes, and then your life reflects that, and you wonder why. Why is this happening to me? No, it didn't happen to you. You created it. Because we so quick, we had diarrhea of the mouth. And that's really what I've been on, like, really for the last 2 months is just shutting the hell up. Just be quiet. You hear better when you talk less. 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Yep.
From the dark exists, I'm trying to read this. Oh, from the dark exist in the dark goblins are from the earth element. Absolutely. And of course, because anything that's planted is planted in the earth elements. And your growth comes from the earth element. It's like planting a vegetable. You plant it in the dark. I planted some beets. I planted some beets this year. This was my first season planting beets. And the leaves were pretty and green. And I went to pull them, and they was like the earth was holding on to them. So I was tugging at them. I'm thinking I'm finna get some little beets like this. I got some big ass beets. Them beets were huge. And I was looking at them like, wow, this is what a planting is. When you plant something, you don't have any idea how large the return is gonna be. So be mindful about what you plant. When you plant poverty, when you plant lack, when you plant sickness, you don't know what the fruit of your plant gonna look like. When you subscribe to everybody's agenda, when you subscribe to everything that everybody is talking about, even for your life, like you don't know what the yield gonna look like. Somebody tell you, keep on living. You'll be on medicine. No, thank you. I'm 47 years old. I don't take no medicine. I don't have no ailments. I don't have no pains other than stiffness when I wake up because I've been doing too much the day before. I've been working out too hard the day before or whatever. Just normal, natural stuff that even a young person can experience. Mm-hmm. So be careful. Be mindful about what you let people speak over you. I had somebody tell me, you might not be sick now, but keep on living. I said, and I ain't going to be sick later.
Right.
Very mindful about what I let people say to me. You doing good right now, but keep on living. And I'm going to be doing good later. People don't know that, sometimes when people speak to you like that, they're pissed that you're doing better than them. Mm-hmm. Or that you appear to be doing better than them. So they want to kind of knock you down. And they don't even realize that that's what they're doing because, again, we're so attached and addicted to pain and trauma. We're so addicted to thinking that we're the minority. We're so addicted to thinking that we all got to be less than. Who the hell are you to be doing better than me? So let me throw some words at you to knock you down a level or two. You can't knock me nowhere. I'm standing on my own pyramid. I'm standing in my own power. I'm standing on my own words. I'm standing on my own thought processes. So you can't knock me nowhere until I give you permission. And permission is not granted for you to destroy my life with your negativity or your lack of own power for you. Mm-hmm. So the change we seek, the darkness we experience is a necessary place for where we're trying to go. It's a necessary place to increase us. It's a necessary experience. Love and light is true, but there is no light without darkness. So when you're in a dark place, when you're experiencing darkness in some kind of way, don't get turned around. Don't be afraid. Trust yourself. Trust your instinct. Go ahead and experience this like a soldier. Go ahead and experience that darkness like a queen, whatever you call yourself, like an empress, like a goddess. God ain't never been sick a day in God's life, has it? So why should you be sick? God ain't never been broke a day in God's life, so why should you be broke? God ain't never talked down about God a day in God's life, so why should you talk down about you? You have to retrain your thoughts, and you have to constantly continue your conditioning, which is your thoughts, which is this implanted thought process of how we live and how we experience this life, how we experience this journey here. The way we're experiencing this journey is based on the way that we've been taught from birth. That's why the Bible says born into sin and shaping in iniquity. Sin simply means to forget who you are. That's all sin is. Sin has nothing to do with that bullshit they told us in church. Premarital sex, drinking and drunkenness, homosexuality, lying. That has nothing to do with sin, only in the context that when you know who you are and you walk in your power as a God, you don't do those things. You don't seek to hurt anybody else because you treat people the way you want to be treated. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you, because a God honors itself. A God loves itself. A God sets itself in high esteem. A God sees itself as the most high being. And only people that can be in the presence of a real God are other high beings. So when you forget who you are, then yes, you destroy your liver with over drinking. And again, I said over. I didn't say some. I didn't say occasional. A drink a day will keep the doctor away. But you don't need 10 drinks to destroy your liver. A couple drinks, smoking weed, none of that is sin. Other than when you do it to excess to destroy your temple. That's when it becomes sin. And it's only sin then because that indicates that you're not walking in your power. When you're doing things to numb yourself, when you having sex looking for love, when you out here giving yourself away, men and women, when you out here sticking your dick in anything that move, not worried about whether you're going to contract something, not worried about whether you're going to leave your seed behind and not care for it, not worried about leaving your energy behind and not worried about who you leave it with. When you're a woman and you open your legs to every man that come along because you looking for some false sense of acceptance, that's sin. Not the act, the thought process. That's sin. Sin is to forget that I have said that ye are gods, but you die like me, and because you refuse to grow. Because you refuse to expand, because you refuse to evolve. That's what sin is. Sin is you walking around here like a mortal when you're immortal. Ooh. Yes, this flesh dies. This flesh dies. Of course it does. It came here to die. But your soul never dies. But when you live life like death is the end all that be all, you're sinning. That's what sin is. So don't let nobody beat you up with their version of sin. Oh, if you was spiritual or if you was a Christian, you wouldn't do this. As a Christian, as a spiritualist, I can do what the fuck I want to. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. What you eat don't make me shit. A God stands strong in his power. You say what the fuck you said and it is what it is. And however you said it, it's said. Get with it, get under it, get behind it, get over it. I don't really give a shit. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. Because I'm standing full strong in my power. When I was in the darkness, I rested. And I allowed my power to boot up. I examined my conditions. I examined my programming. I filtered out what I didn't need anymore. And how I do it is, when a thought comes up, especially in judgment, And judgment simply means to examine. That's why it says, judge not, lest ye be judged. Because as soon as you judge me, you open yourself up to be judged by me. The best thing for you to do is judge yourself or examine yourself. And when you examine yourself, you examine your life, you examine your being, you examine your thought process. You examine the things that you were taught. Is it useful for you? Is it good for where you are right now? Is it necessary for where you are right now? If you have a thought process about something, and I'm going to use homosexuality for an example, because in religion, we're taught to be against it. When I came out of religion, I started to examine that thought process. And what I concluded was, what the fuck is it my business what somebody else do with their body?
You feel me?
What is my business if a man sleep with another man or a woman sleep with another woman? It don't cost me nothing to mind my damn business. Nope. They ain't doing it in my bed. They ain't doing it to me. So what business is it of mine what somebody else does in their life? You had a show a couple weeks ago, I believe, on polygamy. Mm-hmm. We all live polygamous in one form or another anyway. Facts. So what's the problem? We just really don't want to acknowledge that we do.
Like a
that nigga messing around most of the time. And some of the time that he is messing around is because he's not confident in who he is. And some of the time it's because that's just who he came here to be. That's just what he came here to do. But guess what? Women messing around too. We have the polyamorous relationships too. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Just figure out at the buffet of life what fits on your plate. Fix your plate and eat off of it. And stop standing at the buffet telling other people what to put on their plate. If you vegan, be vegan and enjoy your motherfucking self and stop telling me chicken is a problem because it don't bother me at all.
That's it.
If you eat salad, eat salad. If you're a vegetarian, be that. Be whatever you are with the full confidence that that's who you are, how you are, and what you want to do with your life. The full confidence of it. But also live in that same confidence of other people that they don't need your input on their shit. They don't need your input. Because, see, all you can do is tell me what's best for me according to what's best that works for you. When you go to a car dealership and they show you the car, they show you, you might say, show me, I want to see a Toyota Corolla or a Toyota Camry. He gonna show you the most expensive Camry they got on the lot. Why? Not because that's what's good for your pocket, but because that's what's good for his pocket. Mm-hmm. Then you say, okay, I can't afford this one. Can you show me something else? He gonna show you the next one down. Because again, that's what's good for his pockets. Oh, I want to get you in this new car. Oh, I want to get you in this 2021. Not because he care about you being in no 2021, but because that commission he finna get off that 2021. Don't go buy no 2021 when all you got is 2018 money to please somebody else. So it's the same way in your life. It's the same way in your life. Don't go trying to fit your life into somebody else's box or somebody else's label. Labels are used to confine people. Leon called me a high priestess. Like, I really like that label, but at the end of the day, fuck a label, because I'm so fucking free out here. I have free dominion over me. I can be anything I want to be. I can be a fucking snake, which I am, Kundalini rising. I can be a frog. I can label myself any way I want to, or I can take all the labels off and just be free. Understanding what freedom is. It's a breakdown of two words. Free dominion. Dominion being sovereignty, being your own guide. You own you. He gave you dominion over the earth to speak to the fowls of the air and the fish of the sea and every crawling animal, that you may subdue it, which means that you may live in harmony with it. But we don't, because we don't know who we are. That's why we can't even live with each other, let alone fool with the animals. Right. Let alone call a bird to us and it give us a message or land on our arm, because we don't even have dominion over our own minds. We live by every wind and doctrine that come along. Today I'm a spiritualist. Tomorrow I do voodoo. Next week I'm a Orisha. You know, it's whatever it's whichever way the wind blows with us. And that's okay if you're evolving. It's when you get stuck in the dark that's a problem, when you get stagnant. Anything stagnant is dead. Like a puddle of water that sits too long and you go back, it's got mosquitoes and larvae all in it. You need to dump that water out. Same thing, you need to dump some shit out of you. You need to dump some stuff out your mind. You need to dump some stuff out your being, so that your being can be light and airy, free and flowing, so that you can move. This thing is levels. It's like school. Earth is school. You have to move through your heart. You move from, we live in our root chakra in survival mode. Especially us people of color. Especially because that's the way we've been conditioned to live in survival mode, so that we never truly thrive, so that we never really come to the understanding that all of this belongs to us. The story is told about the prodigal son in the Bible. He asked his father for all his riches, and he went out into the world and lived squanderously, like we do, which is indicative of us. We go out into the world, and the sin wasn't that he took his money and went out into the world. The sin was that he separated himself from the Father, or the source, the power source. He only asked for a portion of what was his. I don't want just a portion of what's mine. I want everything, and I want access to it as I become greater and greater, able to enjoy it, appreciate it, and experience it. And that's levels. It's levels to that. But you have to access those levels. But when you get in a revolving door and you keep going around and around, or in darkness, and you just keep staying in the darkness and you never exit in or you never exit out to elevate yourself, you become stagnant. You separate yourself from your power source. And when you separate yourself from your power source, that's when you feel lack. That's when you experience lack. That's when you experience brokenness. When you don't stay connected to you, when you don't stay connected to me, myself, and I, mind, body, and soul. And that's when you experience this life in turmoil, in poverty, in trauma. So you have to redirect yourself. You have to dig yourself out of the darkness. But when you connect back to the power source, you don't have to dig yourself out of darkness. You grow out of darkness. You grow into the light. You never have to go out and dig up a seed to see what level of growth it's in when you plant a garden. When you plant a garden, you put a seed or a plant in the ground, it does the damn thing. It may only need you to give it water every once in a while, every other day, depending on what climate you in. But you never have to go out there and dig the seed back up and say, okay, where you at? It shows you where it's at. It shows you its growth. If it's just a seed, you go out there one day and you got a little green life. If you plant it as a flower or a plant from a plant, you go out there and it's big, it's taller. It was 2 inches when you planted it. Now it's 4 inches. It didn't do no toiling. It didn't need you to check on it or nothing. It just did its damn thing. And it's the same thing with us. We got to learn how to do our thing. But we have to understand we don't have to do it in survival mode. We don't have to do it in a mode of mindset that I got to work for this. I got to work hard. The work that we've been taught about, the work that says if a man don't work, he don't eat. That work is changing your thought process, fixing your thinking, examining your thoughts. Do you know how hard it is to change your thoughts? Especially if you got any age on you and you've been living a certain way for that time frame and you want to redirect yourself, you have to be dedicated to it. You have to be disciplined, which is what the 12 disciples represented. They represented discipline, a disciplined behavior, a disciplined mind, a disciplined practice. You're not going to always feel motivated to do that thing, but if you're disciplined to do it, you'll get up and do it. You have to discipline yourself to make changes in your life. You have to have a stick to it thought process, a stick to it behavior. And that's when the growth begins to happen. That's where real growth takes place. But as long as you hopping around looking for this spiritual teacher and that spiritual teacher and that guru and this guru, you're just getting bits and pieces of everybody else's experience. I used to read books, like I have an extensive library about everything. I'm talking, I got one book about everything. The Jewish and how they celebrate Passover. I got the book of spells. I got the book, the Jewish Bible, the English Bible, the Catholic Bible. I mean, I got a book about everything. And I used to look at or read through every one of those books in one facet or another. And then one day my intel agent said, stop doing that. All you're doing is regurgitating other people's thoughts when you have the ability to think for yourself. Put them books down. Let me guide you. If I guide you, it won't be piecemeal. It'll be a straight path. And it'll be easy. And it'll be easy. I like ease. I love pleasure. I love flow. I love abundance. And I'm still working on changing my thought process so that I can appreciate and engage in these experiences more and more often, more and more fluid, more and more consistent. Because when things happen, my mind begins to think it's protecting me, so it'll try to trigger me back to an old response system, the way I used to respond to things. For instance, like asking for help or wanting to be in control. I was dating a guy, and we had been seeing each other for some time, and we had agreed that we was going to move in together, and we was going to do this and we was going to do that. And he never carried out his end of the deal. So finally I was like, what the hell is going on with you? Like, this is too much for me. Why do you keep playing with me? And he was like, I'm not playing with you. He said, but I have an issue with the fact that you're always trying to control me. Me trying to control you? You 6'4", 10 years older than me. You know, in my mind, I went to logic. Like, how am I gonna control you? But I didn't say anything to him about it at the time. I just heard what he said. I received it. And when we got off the phone from the conversation, I sat back and I digested what he said. And I asked myself, like, how do I be trying to control this dude? What did I do that looked like me trying to control him? And my intel agent said, you're not trying to control him per se. What you're trying to control is the experience. And thinking that if you can control your experiences with him, you can control the outcome of the experience. And not get your heart broke, or not feel lied to, or not feel unworthy. But if you let all that go, you won't need to be in control in your mind. You'll be in control in your spirit, which means you're free to allow the relationship to flourish or flow on. And when I got out my own way, that nigga flowed right out my life. And I'm so okay with it. And we're still friends.
You got to be okay with either. We're still friends.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Love him dearly. Still talk to him pretty regular. No animosity, no anger. Actually, I love him so freaking much for the things that he taught me about me, that he's probably one of my most favorite earth beings, simply because he showed me La Quinta. He was a mirror for me to see where I was stagnating my life. Other areas that I felt like I needed to be in control started to reveal themselves. And I started to examine, why do you feel like you need to be in control here? Well, I went through this as a child. Well, you ain't no child no more. You an old ass woman. You grown as shit out here. Why you still carrying around childhood experiences, trying to control your life and manipulate your life in a way that you don't have to deal with them anymore. Let that stuff go. Half of the stuff you holding on to wasn't even yours anyway. It was your mama's, your daddy's, your grandma's, whoever adult influence you was under at the time. It ain't even had nothing to do with you. Let that go. Now I'm sitting here like, wow, okay, how do I do that? Get in the situation and experience it without trying to manipulate it and control it. Okay. And I did that. And it turned out fine. I didn't need to manipulate it. I didn't need to put my hands on it. I didn't even need to put my words on it because I trusted my inner being to guide me. Lean not into thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge. It says him, and he will direct your path, but it's not even a him. That's another control tactic, the way they changed the Bible to be him or her, when really what it's talking about is masculine and feminine.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't tell us that because they need us to be controlled by the thought process that a man runs us or a God outside of us runs us, and not that we're in a relationship with one another, that we're in a contract with one another. Life is a contract. You made a contract with your higher self to come here and experience life in certain ways, to have certain experiences. You made contracts with your parents. I made contract with Leon to do this in the spirit realm and in the physical realm. We made contracts. Life is contracts. And when you begin to understand that certain things is only you fulfilling the contract of your life, then life begins to flow freer, more fluidly, more flourishingly. These are words that we're not even really hip to. Flourish, thrive, expand. We hear them, excel. You know, we hear them in a controlled environment, but we don't really allow them to apply to our lives. We don't plant them in the garden of our own life. Abundance. We think that we have to manipulate these words and make them be something, as opposed to taking possession of them and giving them permission to giving them permission to, it's a word I'm looking for, to basically show themselves in our lives. Give them permission to display
Like
themselves in our lives.
manifest?
Reveal, display, play out. Yeah, give them permission to do that. I give thriving and flourishing and abundance permission to reveal itself to me in a greater and greater way every day, all the time. And anytime thoughts of lack or doubt or fear come, nope, I don't have, the spirit of fear is something I took on. It's not what I was given. It's not what I was born with. It's not my birthright. That's what I want to tap back into. What's my birthright? What's my inheritance? What did I bring here with me to truly experience, as opposed to what was I exposed to be controlled and manipulated by? I used to be so angry at the system. I was angry at my parents. I was angry at the church and the pastors and the teachers because I felt like they were all in this grand scheme of lying to me. They were all in on it. Not realizing and understanding that they were manipulated and deceived just like I was, and they just passed that shit down.
Yep.
Just like passing down traditions that you don't even know the origin or the meaning of. Stop that. Whatever shit you doing, find out where it came from. And see if it still pertains to you. Is it fruitful for where you at? We don't even recognize that the same Bible that locked us up was used to lock us in is the same book that's used to free us. And not that you have to go into it, but if you're angry at it, if you're angry at the Bible and the things that you were told about it, go back into it and get free of it. Go back into that darkness and come out in the light. The same Bible, the same people that want us to keep traditions, the Bible turns around and tells us don't keep the tradition of men.
Mm-hmm.
Don't honor people with your mouths because your heart is far from them. See, we don't know these little things that the Bible tells us. All we know about is the death and the destruction and the slavery. When the Bible is a book of metaphysics. It's an allegorical book explaining to us how our minds was used to entrap us in this life. It's an allegorical book, a metaphysical book that can be unlocked to show you how to get free. They tell you about God's damnation, but they don't tell you about God's plan for your life to prosper you and not fail. They don't tell you that God says, be of good health and prosper even as your soul prospers. But yet we out here being sick because we think that's what we're supposed to do. No, we're supposed to be well. But we're not well because sickness is a belief that we've accepted. It's a condition or a program that we've paid attention to. We've paid highly for it. But in your darkness, this is where all this is revealed. This is where all of this is brought to the light, to clarity for you, so that you can get free. Get free. Choose freedom. Choose free dominion. Be sovereign, which means you control you. Government. Govern is one who's over. Ment is mine. Who's over your mind? Who's governing your mind? You are. What are you feeding your mind? Or what are you allowing it to feed you? What are you allowing to be fed into your mind? Guard your mind. Stop intaking everything you hear and accepting, even when you think you don't. Your subconscious is picking up stuff all the time. Your subconscious is picking up and storing information constantly. So even the shit you say you don't believe in anymore, you better check with your subconscious. You better check the flavor of your life. My son and I had a conversation and he told me he felt good about him and he was doing this, that, and the other. And I said, nigga, you lying. He said, Mama, why would you say that? I said, because your life reflects that you lying to me. The condition of your life tell me you lying to me. You just telling me what you think I want to hear, but I'm looking at your life. And I don't see that you feel good about you. Because the actions you taking and the moves you making telling me you don't feel good about you. Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing the shit you doing. So you can tell me whatever you want to tell me because I'm going to watch your life and I'm going to know the truth. The mouth says one thing, but the heart vibrates a whole nother thing, and that's what your life is. So you better check with your subconscious if you really want to know what you mean. Examine your life and see what your life looks like, and that's really what you think about you. The condition of your life, the experiences of your life, the people that are in your life, them negative people y'all keep talking about cutting off. You know why you can't cut them motherfuckers off? Because they ain't the problem, you are. That's why you can't cut them off. That's why they keep coming around and keep showing up, because it's you. You won't change the way you think about you, so you keep entertaining the people who show you how you really feel about you. That's all they here to do. And every experience, every interaction that you have, good or not so good, the good, the bad, and the ugly, what you should ask yourself is, what is this trying to tell me about me?
Yep.
What is this trying to show me about me? What lesson am I here to learn about me? It ain't nobody in my life that I think is in my life for them. They in my life for me. For my growth, for my expansion, for my elevation. Leon, you here for me. It's a reciprocity. But most importantly, I want to know what does our interaction, what does our relationship show me about me? You being a strong, powerful, loving, light-giving, light-bearing guy. You're just wearing the flesh suit of a man, but you're a powerful being. So when I see you, I see me. You the lion and I'm the lioness. We powerful out here.
Facts.
And our interaction or our relationship to one another has continued to elevate in power.
Mm-hmm.
At every level. Even when we've had to stop and explain things to one another. Little bro, I wasn't trying to call you out. I was trying to elevate you. I wasn't
Facts.
trying to insult you. I was trying to lift you up. And
Facts.
vice versa. If you say some shit I don't like, why you don't like it? Why you don't like what he said? It ain't about him. It's about you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be like, I ain't wasting my time, or you wasted my time. The only way an experience is a waste of your time, be it a physical relationship, a mental relationship, a financial relationship. The only way it's a waste of your time is if you didn't learn anything about you during the experience. There are no mistakes. There are only experiences, good and not so good. If you feel like you made a mistake, you disconnected from you in the experience. You disconnected from your higher self in the experience. If it was a mistake. No experience I've ever had has been a mistake. None. And I had to redirect my thoughts about that. I had to understand what it means to make a mistake. I mistook that experience for something that it wasn't. Because I wasn't there to learn. I was there to take. Even giving can be misconstrued by you. You think you're a giver and you're a lover when really all you're trying to do is be in control and manipulate the situation from getting hurt, from receiving. If I give, I ain't got to worry about receipt trying to get and somebody hurting me. Then we turn around and say, nobody cares about me. Nobody looks out for me. I look out for everybody, but nobody's ever there when I need them. That's because your giving was some bullshit. That's because your giving wasn't from the heart. It was from an ulterior motive. Mm-hmm. All this information comes from examining yourself. Stop feeling obligated to life. I have 3 sons and a daughter. And when I tell you they some of the most amazing people in my life, they are 4 of the most amazing people in my life. And when I tell you I love these little people, they ain't even little no more. My baby's grown. My baby 26. But when I tell you they so fucking amazing, I mean that with every fiber of my being. These people come through all the time for me. And then they say, Mama, you came through for us when we was children. So I can't do nothing but come through for you. But I never put a sense of obligation on them. I'm your mama. You should do this for me. I don't have to. I don't have to. But I also don't allow anybody to obligate me to them. I'm your mama, you should. You my mama, and that's just where it stopped at. Like Jesus said, what I got to do with you, Mary? When Mary wanted him to turn that water into wine, because the wedding party, he was like, girl, bye. I ain't come here to see about this petty bullshit. I came here to be about my power. I came here to be about my expansion. And this is beneath me. And I'm not saying throw anybody away or cast anybody out. I'm saying examine you. Let go of shit that you don't need so you can get to where you want to be. So you can get into your power. So you can get into your thriving and into your flourishing and into your expanding. Into the mind. Let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus. When Jesus went to the mountain and the devil was up there, and he said, if you turn your back on the world, I'll give you all this. And Jesus was like, get the fuck out of here. Don't think I forgot that all this shit belonged to me. You can't give me what's already mine. See, that's us. We done forgot who we are, so we expect other people to give us what already belonged to us. Give me my power. Give me my courage. Give me my confidence. Can't nobody give you what already belongs to you. You got to go in and take it. You got to go in and retrieve it for yourself. Motherfucker come to your house and steal your car and you see him down the street in your shit. You're going to stand back. Give me my car back. No, if you got any in you, you got some kahunas, you finna go over there and strong arm your car back. Put them balls on them. You finna go over there and strong arm your shit back. And that's how you have to be in taking back your thoughts, and taking back your life, and taking back your power, and taking back your love. That's how you have to be about this life. You have to cut you off. You have to let you go. That's what it means to die daily. Anybody should lose their life. Anybody who's willing to die, which means to let go of old beliefs, behaviors, and thought processes that don't serve you where you are right now. And I'm going to tell you from experience, you can keep on running around in these circles, wondering why everybody elevating but you. You can keep playing high priestess. You can keep doing spiritual this and spiritual that, and still going home and feeling like shit at the end of the day after you done shine for everybody but yourself, if you want to. But until you go in and do that real shadow work, until you get in the root and stop living in survival mode and live in thriving mode, until you stop being constipated, physical constipated, can't take a dump on a regular, is really symbolic of how your life is stuck up. It's symbolic of where you're stuck at in life. Depression is where you stuck at in life. It's you not allowing you to flow. And we're definitely about to go into depression season. Shorter days, longer nights, people secluding, less people around, less events to go to. This is why at this time of year so many suicides happen. Spiritually, they was just ready to go and they released themselves from this life. But had they felt better about them and went into their darkness and found their freedom, they may not have been ready to free themselves from this life yet. So it's up to us to examine, to go within and find that change. It's up to us to go into our root chakra and find our freedom. It's up to us to go into those dark places and examine is there anything there that I need? And if not, like Erykah Badu said, you gonna hurt your back carrying all that trash like that. That's what she was talking about. Holding on to shit that you don't need because it's not useful for you anymore. Carrying around stuff that it serves no purpose in your life. You still angry about some shit your mama did when you was 5 and you 35 now. You carrying around shit from 30 years. My mom called me a couple weeks ago talking to me about some shit that happened when she was 12. Still mad about it. I mean, she was still utterly pissed about it, and I let her go on for a few minutes, and then I told her, I said, all I got to ask you is when the fuck is you gonna let it go? Because the people you mad at have gone on with their life. They don't even see the experience like you see it. You're mad at them for not giving you or not being there or doing this, that, or the other, and they've gone on with their life because that experience was so long ago for them, they don't even know what you're talking about. You walking around angry at people in the darkness, still stuck in the darkness about stuff that people don't even see the way you see. Well, you hurt my feelings when you said, I wasn't even really talking to you. I was just talking. What are you talking about? I hurt your feelings. You internalize that. Don't be talking about I hurt your feelings. You hurt your own damn feelings. We give people too much power in our lives. We give people too much control of our lives. We give people too much access to our lives. And then wonder why we feel like Geppetto, like Pinocchio on the string. We feel like marionettes, little dolls with our strings being pulled. Because we give people too much power in our lives. Then we want people to act like we want them to act because it's convenient for us. You be mad at people for not being there for you. You call your family member and they didn't do something and I'm this old and they ain't never been there for me. Stop needing them to be there for you then. Because really they probably ain't even capable of being there for themselves. Look at their life. Are they really capable of being there for themselves? But you mad at them for not being there for you? That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, the shit that renders you powerless. When you mad at somebody for not coming through for you or not loving you, if you really look at their life, do they come through for themselves? Do they even like them damn selves? So how they gonna like you? How they gonna give you what you need when they don't even know how to give themselves what they need? Stop holding people hostage in your mind to some made up bullshit that is serving no purpose for you.
Mm-hmm.
It stagnates your life to need people to give you what they don't have. Leon, can I hold $20 since I ain't even got it? This motherfucker ain't never coming through for me. He don't never. You mad at me because I don't got $20? I didn't say no, I won't give it. I said I don't have it. Whether I'm lying or not, that's not for you to even worry about. The thing is don't get mad at people for not being to you what they're not capable of being. You are not the only broken one. Your mama broke. Your daddy broken. Your grandma broken. Your granddaddy broken. Your aunts and your uncles broken. They don't have what you need. That's why they can't be there for you. It's not that they don't want to. They don't know how. They don't have it to give. And the sooner you get over being mad at them, the sooner you free yourself up to go ahead and flow past that experience so that you can run into people and experiences that do have it for you. When you get hung up on what these people are not doing, you can't see the people over here who are able to do. And then you got to get out your own way and let them do.
Mm-hmm.
You over here asking this person to do for you, and they saying no, 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 and this person right here saying, I got what you need, come over here. And you keep acting like you don't see them. You keep acting like you don't hear it. I don't want your help. I want to prove this motherfucker right here ain't nothing. Pain addiction, trauma addiction, trauma bonding. Cut that out. Cut it out. It's not useful for you. It's not useful to you. It's not allowing you to grow. It's not allowing you to expand. Free people in your mind, which frees you. Get free. Lauryn Hill Unplugged, she's saying, I get out. I get out of all these boxes. Get out. Stack them boxes up and set them hoes on fire or set them out on the curb for the garbage man, but get out of the boxes. All these different compartments in life, all these different conditions in life, these are boxes and you're confined to them. You're confining yourself to them. You're not trying to grow in a dark space. You keep trying to just fit yourself into the dark space more and more and then pull people in there with you. Don't do that. It ain't useful. It's ugly. But then walk around talking about love and light and I love you. No, you don't. But I'm okay with that. But you don't. But I understand. Love you first. Your first prerequisite of life is to self. That's your first prerequisite of life is to self. Love yourself. Honor yourself. Find yourself. Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Which says, find you first. Find your inner being. Find your center. Your center is your heart. You got 3 chakras above. You got 3 chakras below. The lower 3 chakras are really based on survival. The higher 3 chakras are based on spirituality and expansion. Let them flow from your heart. Let them meet, come down, come up, as above, so below, and shoot from the heart. That's where they have to flow from in order to keep you balanced. And then they have to be checked. Your body is like a car. Every few miles, you need to go get it tuned up, get a checkup, get the oil changed, take a bath, soak your feet, wash your hair with some moon water, some rain water, sit in nature, tune up, tune in, tap in, turn on to you. That's how your roots, that's how your chakras get clear and stay tuned in. Your physical ailments, some chakras out of alignment if you're experiencing something physical. And it's been out of alignment for a minute if you're experiencing something physical. You've attached yourself to something that don't have nothing to do with you. You've allowed a condition to take root in your mind that really don't have to have nothing to do with you. Friend of mine said, we was talking about Corona. He said, oh, you're talking about the hitchhiker? I love that. Some shit you picked up that didn't have nothing to do with you. Some shit from the side of the road. The hitchhiker. I was like, that's exactly what she is, a hitchhiker. She can only attach herself to you if you pull over and let her in.
Facts.
That's anything. That's anything, anybody. The only way that they can attach themselves to you is if you pull over and let them in. Be very cautious about what you wouldn't pull over and put, you're a woman and you traveling alone at night. I ride up and down the highway quite a bit. I travel quite a bit on the highway. I'm very intentional about the hours that I'm on the highway. I leave with a full tank of gas, so I usually leave to travel. If I'm going far, 10 hours or so, I leave about 4 o'clock in the morning. I already got a full tank of gas. So when I have to stop, it's daylight. Not because I'm afraid, but because I'm very cautious. I look out for me. I care about me. So I don't put myself in situations where I have to prove that.
I should.
And that's what we need to stop doing. We need to stop putting ourselves in situations where we have to keep proving to ourselves over and over again whether I love me or not. Boundaries. Setting them, defining them, maintaining them with peace, not passive aggressive behavior. You know, when you set a boundary, but you mad about maintaining it, this motherfucker done crossed my boundary. You don't got to get mad about it because you got a boundary and nobody crosses it. And if they even try, they hit that boundary wall. They hit that glass wall. Smack into it. Right. Smack into it, and then they have to recorrect themselves. They have to autocorrect.
Mm-hmm.
It was something else I wanted to share with y'all, but I feel like I've said everything that Spirit wants me to say. For some reason, I think I was going to say something about the chakras, the root chakra. If you're not on my page, I listed the functions of the root chakra. The functions is survival, safety, grounding, comfort, stability, energy, life force. This is your foundation. Feeling safe, feeling stable, being comfortable. You know, people get comfort and complacency confused. People like, you need to get out of your comfort zone. Think that through. Why would I leave my comfort zone on purpose? I will leave my complacency because that's an area of habit that I've created or that I've allowed myself to become involved in that may not be serving me. But on a cold night, that blanket feel real good and comfortable. Why would I leave that place? Because it ain't causing me no harm, no danger or nothing. But if that blanket whooping my ass and I've got just complacent with accepting that ass whooping, I might need to reevaluate that. The balance of your root chakra is grounded. You feel grounded. You don't feel flighty. You ain't moving with every wind and doctrine that come along. You ain't over here 1 minute and then over here another minute. Then you're energetic. You're not always tired, lethargic. You're not always, looking for energy. My God, I'm so tired. I need a cup of coffee. I need an energy drink. You have the energy to perform whatever it is you need to perform when your root chakra is healthy. Physically fit. This again goes back to the sexual thing, goes back to the love thing, physically fit. A lot of reason that we're overweight or we carry excess weight on our bodies is not because we don't work out. It's because we're unhappy and unstable in areas of our life. So our body is always in survival mode. Packing on weight. That's part of being in survival mode. Now, if you're just a naturally thick person and, without a lot of love handle muffins, you're just naturally thick. That's one thing. But when you have excess body weight, it's some areas in your life that you don't feel safe. It's some areas in your life that aren't stable and grounded, safe and secure. You're fearless. You're fearless. There's no fear. You're not afraid to move forward and do different things. You're not afraid. You don't let fear stop you from expanding in your life, moving forward. But when your root chakra is out of context, you can't really do anything. You can't really get anything accomplished because you're always afraid. You're afraid of even what if this doesn't work? What if you have a great idea? Source gives you a great idea, but you don't move forth on it because what if it doesn't work? What if people don't accept this? What if people don't do that to yourself? You're stagnating yourself when you do that. Joyful. I mean, just naturally, like you wake up ready to go. You wake up energetic. You wake up feeling good. You rest well. When you lay down at night, you rest. And everybody needs a different level of rest. And rest means different things to people. Sometimes rest is not going to sleep. It's just being still. And you feel good. You feel at peace with you. You feel joy with you. I'm not talking that over the top, bubbly, forced joy and excitement at life. Just a contented, satisfied feeling with life. A content, satisfied, like I'm just genuinely good with where my life is. I'm good with where my life is. I'm good with the people that's in my life. I'm ready to expand whenever it's time to expand. I feel good about me wholly. That holy that we was taught about, HOLY, is actually WHOLY. Wholly, complete. The unbalance of the root chakra is anxiety and depression, which we've talked quite a bit about that. Fear, insecurity, weak physical health, apathy, laziness, and lack of motivation. No dedication to nothing. Can't get motivated, can't get up off the couch half the time without having to. No excitement to get up and do it. Excited to get your day going. Excited to see people. Excited to engage. Excited. And understanding that there's times that there's a difference in lack of motivation and needing to be still. There's a difference. And you have to know where that line is for yourself. Are you being still because you're in learning mode, you're in growth mode, you don't want to go do that? Or are you not motivated to go do it because you're depressed? You want to cut yourself off from life, you want to cut yourself off from people. You have to know where you are. And you have to do that through examination. Mm-hmm. So that covers the root chakra, that covers darkness, that covers change being an inside job. Leon, I think we covered everything we talked about earlier.
Yes, we did. And you did. I mean, you dropped some bars, and I appreciate that. I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, I'm gonna definitely have to go back and listen to it, because like I mentioned earlier, I said a mentor of mine said, if you hear something profound, write it down. So you dropped a lot of profound shit that I got to go back and write down. So fire. Thank you so much. So much.
So is there anything anybody listening wants to expound on, to discuss, to dialogue about? Any questions about anything I mentioned? Spiritual practices. You know, your spiritual practices are your thing. That's your thing. Create you a routine. Like you have a routine that's been instilled in you from childhood. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your face. You know, my friend called them the three S's. That's his routine, the three S's: shit, shower, and shave. You know,
Yes, sir.
so create you a spiritual routine as well. My spiritual routine is first thing before my feet hit the floor, I mentally plug into the power source like a vacuum cleaner. I envision myself plugging into the power source and and focusing on staying plugged in all day, no matter where I'm going, no matter who I encounter, staying plugged into my power and not giving anybody the ability to knock me off my pyramid with their words or their actions, and understanding that no matter where I am, I'm with me. I take me with me everywhere I go. And it's up to me how I react or respond or be proactive in my life in any situation. Then I have a routine. Music. Music just opens up the day for me. Incense opens up the day for me. It sets my mind in an elevated place to flow into goodness. If I'm anywhere near some water, I even got a little jug I set up with fish tank bubbles, because I need that flow. I need flow around me all the time. I need that water energy. Water is a conductor of energy. So if you want to intensify your manifestation, speak out in the shower, speak out in the bathtub, go in the bathroom and turn the water on and speak your affirmations. Water is a conductor of energy. That's why every electric plant is near the water. It's on the water because water conducts energy. It carries that energy to and fro.
That's why I stay so much.
Yeah, yeah. It's cleansing. That's why I love the rain. I love the rain because it's indicative of cleansing. I don't mind rainy days. I don't like it too many days in a row because it do have the power to work on your mind if you're not, if you don't get grounded in it. But I do love the rain because it's a powerful element to me. It's a cleansing element to me. It's carrying out energy. It's washing away what's no longer needed. When you're in the shower, imagining that the things you don't need washing down the drain, because when you speak out who I am, you're also allowing who you're not to flow away from you. Speak more up than speak more about what you do want and how you want things to look, as opposed to what you don't want and how you're sick of how things look.
There's
And
another
that's
one.
because you create your life. You create your life with your mouth. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, and the fruit thereof you choose. What you speak is what you see. Whether you realize it or not, what you speak is what you see. That's real.
Period.
And getting out in nature, going for a 20-minute walk can change your whole outlook on life. Laughing, lots and lots and lots of laughter. Don't be so heavy. Don't be so hard on yourself. You don't have to. Ain't shit here as serious as it appears. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing here is as serious as it's made to look.
Mm-hmm.
Life is supposed to be light. Life is supposed to be airy. It's supposed to flow. It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be good to you. But you have to allow it. You have to allow that energy to flow in, to reciprocate, to recycle itself. Like money is currency. Don't ever spend all your money, but put your money into rotation so that it can flow back to you. So it's the powerful nuggets that we have to allow our mind to expand to experience life the way that we were genuinely created to experience life, as opposed to the way that we've been experiencing life in such lack and fear and anger and depression and being down on ourselves as people. Like we were taught we're the minority. Where? Right. Where are we the minority at? How are we the minority and everything originated from that looks like us?
Facts.
How are we the minority?
Make no sense.
It makes no sense. So you have to poke holes in things that make no sense. They have no logic or no critical foundation to them. And then you move on from it. Like, I don't even need that no more. Matter of fact, don't even talk to me about that no more. Universe, make sure I'm not even in the company of people who feel like that.
That's
you know,
it.
constantly elevating your mind, having conversations with yourself about how wonderful you are. Speak highly of yourself. Love yourself. Feel love for yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, and I mean, like, genuinely look at yourself and tell yourself how you feel about you. And love what you see when you see you. Like what you see when you see you. I sat at Jungle Gyms a couple of Sundays ago and had coffee outside at the Starbucks. And the number of Black women that do not know how to receive a compliment from other Black women is astounding. Beautiful women. You look so pretty today. They looking at me like, thank you. You're welcome. Because it's sincere, it's genuine. Because for one, I know I'm a pretty motherfucker.
You feel me?
So I don't have no problem giving a compliment. I don't have no problem giving or receiving a compliment. You might say something to me and I'll be like, I know. I'm not being arrogant. I am not being arrogant. I don't even mean it like that. I'm just affirming that I know that what you said to me to be true. I'm in agreement with you about who I am when you give me a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I know, you can't get mad at me and take that compliment back. So you have no power over me. You a pretty motherfucker. Thank you. I know. You ugly as fuck. Now you mad at me. Now you upset with me. You want to try to hurt my feelings. You don't got that kind of power. But have a nice day. You know, rendering people powerless in your life. You know, it's little things that you have to understand about who you are and what you are. You're a God out here. God don't give people their power. You seen 300 when Xerxes came up on that thing and stood, I am God. Like, what? That's me. Matter of fact, I'm Xerxes for Halloween. You know, that kind of power. Standing strong in your power. Taking your power back from every place that it has been stripped from you, that somebody tried to hide it from you, that somebody tried to take it from you. Take your power back. They say we have to be the greatest. Go to school and be the best. Show them what you capable. Most of the time, we the ones that need to know who we are. Muhammad Ali said I was the greatest before I even knew I was. I was already saying it. That's because it was innately in him to know that he was the greatest. That was the only way he could say it.
Yep.
That was the only way he could really say it, and it came to fruition the way that it did was because it was already in him to know that he was the greatest. Not only am I the greatest, I'm pretty too. You gotta feel good about you. If I don't leave y'all with nothing else, if you don't take away nothing else I said from this, however long I've been talking, love you. Stop looking for what you're looking for outside of you. You will not find it there until you find it inside of you first.
That's a fact.
Because I can give you all the compliments I want to give you. If you don't know it about you and believe it about you, I'm just talking amiss. You know, when you give a person a compliment and they be like, oh, just take the compliment. Don't make no excuses for it. Just take the compliment. And when you can't take the compliment, it's because you don't feel that way about you. You don't see the light that you are. You don't see the beauty that you are. You don't see the power that you are. You don't know how amazing you are. You don't know how magnificent you are. You walk around here acting like you do, playing like you do, but the truth is you don't really feel it deep down in your soul. You don't know it. Stop playing with it and be it. That's what you came here to do. Be. You're a being, which means you're in the process of being. Be.
Just be.
Take them wings and fly, butterflies. Love y'all.
Powerful, powerful words. There you have it right there, LaKenza Pashun. I tried to tell y'all she was gonna come here and drop bars like she always does. Just always profound when she comes on here and speaks to the collective. Once again, Goddess, thank you for being on here. Thank you for everything you do. And I was gonna say you want to close with anything, but hell, I think you just closed out real pretty powerful right there.
Hey, all I got is love. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Yeah, that's like love. Like love is, we think love is this feel good thing. Like, and it is, it's a feeling. And it feel good, and it continues to feel good when you got it for you. Not when it feels wonky when you expecting it from somebody else or you need it from somebody else. But when you got love for you, genuine, feel good, like you love. See, it's more important. Love is a commandment. Hate the sin, but love the sinner. That's what we was taught from childhood. You gotta love them people. Why? More importantly is to like, or just as important is to like. It's important that you like you. Like you. Learn to like you. Find that love in you that when you think about you, you be like, girl, I like you. You're an amazing person. I be in the mirror like, girl, you is awesome. Man. You are so awesome. I fucks with you.
That's the energy I be on. I fucks with you.
I fucks with you. Like in the mirror, in your phone with your selfies. Yeah. I fucks with you, LaKenza. That's how I be in the mirror. I talk to me like I call my name so I know I'm talking to me. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to me. I want you to hear me. I love you, LaKenza, and I like you. You are a great person. You are a great, great person. Thank you for being you. That's how I talk to me. I thank my body. I thank my mind. I thank my eyes. I thank me for being me. Because I like me. It took me a long time to get there, but I like me. And I don't care who don't, because I do. And the beauty of that is instead of focusing on who don't, I pay attention to who do. I notice them way more than I notice who don't like me. I don't have no haters. I just have people who haven't learned to love themselves yet. But my focus is on the people who love themselves and they love me too.
I say.
So go ahead and get light, get airy, get in that dark place, get that root chakra together, examine the stuff that you think, feel, and believe, and see if it's any use to you. And if it ain't, throw it out. If it is, might need a little upgrade to a little polish on it, a little spit shine.
That's it. That's it right there. Powerful, powerful words. How you feeling after? Look, I know me and you, we spoke earlier, and you had mentioned you thought about maybe not tapping in, and then you said, fuck it, let's get to it. How do you feel after you got all that out? Because I know sometimes when you come on here and you just get to channeling, it's like a release. Yeah. It's a release.
Yeah, it's a release. And I've been doing quite a bit of that because we're definitely going through an expansion time in the whole universe. We're going through an expansion time in the universe. This is a sorting out. Like the purge is a real thing. People think folks is just dying because there's some pandemic going on. People are dying because in order for the vibration of the earth to rise, old thought forms, beliefs, and behaviors gotta be let go of. A purge has to happen. But understanding that in a purge happening, there is no such thing as death. Energy never dies. People just give up their flesh. They give up the physical body because it's not useful to them anymore. It's not serving its purpose anymore. They haven't allowed their immune system to do what it was created to do. They haven't allowed their mind to do what it was naturally created to do. So they decide that they just gonna go ahead and give this body up. So with this leveling up that's been taking place, I've been in like a quiet space. Like I said when we first started, I've been in a quiet space. I took a month off from Facebook, you know, posting and uplifting people because I needed to tap into me. I went and sat by the water pretty much every day for 30 days and just let things flow, let my mind flow. And when you get in a dark place, when you're going through a level, when you're going through a growth process, it can look scary. It can look real scary because if you were in an expansive space for a minute, you know, you almost like, what's going on? What happened? What I do, God, you know, you almost be in a place like you feel like you're being punished for something because some things are being stripped away from you. So that's where I been. And when I used to I accepted this date because 3 is a powerful number for me. Me, myself, and I, mind, body, and soul. Flesh, spirit, and source. You know what I'm saying? So 3 is powerful to me. So that's why I said the 3rd. And then because of me being in that mental space I was in, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I really feel like talking today. I don't know if I'm ready to air out yet. So I was gonna tell you, like, Leon, let's do something else. Let's do another day. And Source was like, no, go ahead and get out there, because again, you have to be careful about being in your darkness. If you're not careful, if you don't see it as a growth process or opportunity to expand, it'll become a place of complacency. You'll get complacent. And I've just been having so many thought processes about where my next level, the next level of me is going, because I'm in such a I'm in a hallway. I'm in a long hallway right now. What I was doing it's kind of phased out. So where am I going from here? Is what my thought process has been. And I know what things I have put in the works to manifest, but when they don't manifest fast enough, you kind of get a little worried about life. And today, when you and I talked, it was so funny because when you were texting me, I was driving a Tesla. I was test driving a Tesla, a fully automatic electric car that runs solely on electric power, standing strong in my power, no backup source like gasoline. It's a fully automatic Tesla, and I was rolling the shit out of it. So it was like the power, it was like the cooperative incidences that was saying to me, no, go ahead, go forth. Don't get complacent. Go ahead and speak and you know, and say what needs to be said. And especially about the root chakra, especially about the darkness, especially about getting stuck and stagnant. And as much as I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself all the time. Everything you do, again, is about you. First and foremost, it should be about you. You should go in seeking how to elevate for you, how to better you, how to move forward for you, because you can't feed nobody on no bankrupt account. You can't feed nobody out of your empty space. So you gotta pour into you first and foremost. You gotta power you up. You gotta charge you up. You gotta see about you. And I spend a lot of time seeing about me. I spend a lot of time conversing with Source, like, okay, what now? How is this? What is this? What do I do? What's the best course of action for me? Was that the right move? What's better than this? Because I've proven to myself that these 2 eyes are, you know, they're dim. I've been wearing glasses since I was 12 years old. But this mind and the power source that can see far above me has never let me down. It has never led me astray. Anytime I tap into my power source, anytime I tap into my intel agent, my inner being, I'm never led astray. Everything always works out for me. And that's how I know to keep going. That even when I'm in a dark space and I feel, when you feel left alone, when you feel like you can't touch your spiritual self, you don't feel like you feel any spiritual guidance, understand your spiritual self has not left you. You separated yourself from it. You know, that's what they used to call in church backsliding. You've separated yourself from your higher self. Doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. It just means that you started looking at life from a inorganic sense, from a normal instead of a natural. You're looking at life with your own physical eyes as opposed to your spiritual eyes. When you catch yourself doing that, go right back to your spiritual self. Close your eyes and feel your way through. What is your gut telling you? Follow your intuition. Trust your intuition. And your intuition is like a muscle. It's like if you don't use it, it'll get real weak. The signal is real weak. It's like cell phone towers. When you tap in regularly, when you trust it regularly, it gets like a muscle. It gets stronger. It's lifting. It's like lifting. You have to stay connected. You have to constantly go seek you. You have to constantly talk to you. You have to have conversations. If you believe, whatever you believe your power source is, if it's an ancestor, if it's a damn house plant, go talk to that house plant regularly as a bridge, a catalyst for talking to yourself. That's all Jesus was ever intended to be. Jesus said, I ain't tell y'all to make no damn saint out of me. I was just trying to be a blueprint for y'all. And y'all done turned me into something else. Y'all done took it to a whole nother level, listening to people that want to manipulate and control you. All I want to do is show you how to do this.
How to ascend.
It's all Jesus was trying to be was a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said you don't need it. People say that Jesus is your intercessor. Jesus never said that. Jesus never said that. Muhammad never said that. Buddha never said that. Ganesh never said that. They're all just energies that's out here available to you to teach you how to reconnect with you.
Somebody said Jesus was cussing too.
Oh, hell yeah. Then how many motherfuckers did I drop? Like, that's why, like, people like, if y'all think Jesus wasn't cussing, y'all don't know that he had brown feet like gold and hair like lamb's wool. That nigga cussed all over the place, flipped over tables, called people vipers. He did all that. Yeah. We ain't nothing but a direct reflection of what Jesus was. And again, he never said that he came here to save anybody. He never said that. That's what people have done. That's what the Council of Nicaea did. They set him up to be a savior to control people. And that's why I say the same thing that was used to lock you up is the same thing that will free you. Don't be mad at religion. Don't be mad at the Bible. Go back and let your inner being lay it out for you what was really being said so that it can help you and free you, unlock you. Even religion, it's a byproduct of spirituality. The chanting, you know, in the morning when they go in and sing the songs, that ain't nothing but chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. That's all that is. Mm-hmm. Come by here, my Lord. Come. That's all chanting. Those are all rituals, which we do. You burn your sage, that's a ritual. You go to the water, that's a ritual. You pour out, that's a ritual. You burn incense, that's a ritual. We don't do nothing but go from one level of ritualistic practices to another. And at every level of you, your ritual should change as you change. Altars, that's a ritual. All that stuff, everything that's in church came from spirituality.
Yep.
It came from spirituality. That's why I'm not angry with them anymore, because I finally understood what was being done. I finally understood what had happened, what happened. And that's because I shut up, stopped knocking people and judging people, and looked at myself. Mm. Went inside, went within, listened to myself, inquire with myself, figure me out, find me. I started seeking me first. I am the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is within me. That's what Jesus said. When the disciples asked him, where is this kingdom of God? He said, within. It's within you. That's why y'all was spoken parables, because the only way you could get it is if you had a mind to understand it. Yep. So just anybody can't come. Anybody can't attach themselves. You know, movements, just anybody can attach themselves to a movement. They ain't even got to be in line with the movement. They just coming in to see. But with spirituality, just anybody can't attach themselves to that movement unless they understand the parables,
Man.
unless they understand the allegory, the metaphysics.
Yep.
Unless you become a metaphysician, you can't understand what's being spoken. And we're all intended to be metaphysicians. Some of us are just at different levels of it. Some of us are practicing, and some of us are mastered.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they have ascended masters. It's so much to it, man. Listen, we could be on here all night. It's so much stuff we could touch into, tap on. Like it could go on and on. It could go on and on.
Because I know
huh?
art go on and on and on. I said you got to say it.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it's like when you're doing this. My spiritual evolution started in 2007. And when I tell you the amount of material that I have researched since 2007, somebody asked me about Galacticus. If I knew anything, I listened to Galacticus in 2012. I can't even tell you what the dude was saying at the time, but I know Galacticus. I know of him because in 2012 I was watching his videos and when he started developing ritualistic practices and when he started selling his energy candles and all this different stuff, and then somebody else asked me did I know about somebody else, the origin of the guy that did the video on the origin of Christianity. Yeah, I had that video back in 2009, 2010. That was one of the things that opened me up to Christianity being bullshit. Yeah, so like when you start opening up dialogue, there's so many things that source will bring back to you because you've just collected data on top of data. And that's why you have to filter out. You can't get in one thing and stay stagnant in that. You have to let your elevation. That's what it is to become an ascended master, to master this thing. You have to go to levels. You know, it's just like in this education system, kindergarten, elementary, junior high, high school, college, bachelor's, master's, PhD. It's the same thing in spirituality. That's where they got it from. That's where they got the blueprint from to do the stuff that they doing. They just not teaching you about you. They teaching you how to survive in their system as opposed to thrive in your spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have to put all that stuff down and understand that education is not intelligence. There's a difference. Intel agents, intuition. You know, you have to tap into your intel agent because there's a you that's greater than the you see every day.
That's it.
So yeah, like, you know, that's why sometimes I just be quiet until somebody asks me a question because I be like, oh, I've been sitting on this information for a long time. Let me run off everything. Then it be like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. But that's also why, you know, I deal in gemstones. I deal with gemstones. I know the power. I understand the power of gemstones. I make jewelry. I do the waist beads. I do life counseling. Yeah, indeed. The skulls. Yeah, and I got some pieces made up. Still affiliated with Blue Rock Medicine Show. Love Dak and Cody downtown at the Pendleton Art Center. Get at me or get at them if you have any gemstone needs. Shout out to them. But most importantly, at this point in my life, what's most and more important is that my purpose right now, my where I'm at in this experiment called life is showing people back to them, directing people back to them, back to their power, their innate power source. So that's why I don't jump on here with my gemstones and the wraps I make and the jewelry I make and try to sell stuff, because most importantly, I want to guide you back to you, and that's free. You can't pay for that. You can donate to it, because yeah, I still have to live. I still like to eat. I still want to drive my car and live in a house, but you can't pay for it. That was freely given. The best things in life are free. Your body, your mind, and your soul. You didn't pay nobody for them.
Mm.
There was no cost attached to them. The
Bars
best
again.
things in life are free.
Mm.
So yeah,
Hey, you done hit like 10
again,
home runs to be able to walk out of here. You done hit like 10 home runs. Did you just keep hitting more of them? Like, I'm like, when we go?
right, right. It's like, okay, be quiet. Because again, it's just so much information. It's so much. And I mean, I've been connected to some powerful people. I've been in touch with some, like we don't look like much. We don't look like we have no power because we ain't walking around trying to put on the glitz. You know, this ain't about being glitzy and being popular. I'm not trying to be popular. I came here to aspire to inspire before I expire. That's my aspiration, is to inspire, to be your greatest you, to be your best you, to always think for yourself. Don't let people tell you how to live. Don't let people tell you how to think. God gave you your own mind. You know, this thing we call God, because it's even greater than that. God is a label that limits the power source we connected to. And the spirit that you were born in, your birthright, is power, love, and of a sound mind, the ability to think for yourself, the ability to tap into your inner source and walk this path easily without taking all these detours and falling off cliffs and recovering and, you know, all that. Like health, good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money are your birthright. I ain't talking about birth birth. Talking about brought this to earth with you. Birth. BEARTH. Birth. You brought this with you, but you've forgotten. That's the sin, that you've forgotten. Remember who you are. Do over, remember, join again. You're a member of your body. You're a member of your mind. Rejoin yourself to you, to your remember who you are. And letting go of things you don't. Letting go is just a process. You know, if this was your fashion style in 2019 and you still got that outfit, but that ain't your fashion style no more, don't put it in the back of the closet. Give it to the Goodwill or give it to somebody else. Let it go. That's one of the things we don't really know how to do. Let go of stuff. We hold on. We're hoarders. We have a lot of stuff that we don't even use no more. We had good dishes. Remember back in the day, you had your good dishes. You weren't nobody allowed to eat off of them except for at Thanksgiving. You had your furniture that our people had the furniture with the plastic on top of it. That thick ass plastic that stuck to your legs. That's because they didn't know when they was gonna get no money to buy no more good furniture, so they had to preserve that furniture. Or they had those dishes because they didn't want them to get broken or chipped. Like, I've learned to stop doing that. If I break a plate, well, shit, I must need a whole new set of dishes. I must deserve a new set of dishes. I just broke a plate. Damn.
There it is.
I'm going shopping tomorrow. You know, when we get into that kind, not glutton, but luxury, abundance. There's always more. There's always plenty. There's always access to better. You know, and learning that it's our birthright. We're heiresses. We're heiresses to this throne. We're heiresses to all that the universe has to offer. But we think that we're less than, and the riches is only available to a group of people that's not us. Well, as long as we believe that, we'll never access what do belong to us. Riches are available to all of us. Good health is available to all of us. Prosperity and success is available to all of us. There is no one group of people better or more deserving than another. I know what we were taught. I know that what we were told, but there is no one group of people more deserving of good health, happiness, sincere, genuine love, success, prosperity. Nobody is more deserving of that than you. Nobody. Nobody outside of you is more supreme than you unless you give them permission to be.
Right, period.
Like they be talking about white supremacy. White only means light, not heavy, unburdened. But we think it means a shade of people. And because of that, we have this resistance in our mind and in our hearts that keeps us from experiencing what white does. You know, like we think white people got it so easy. I've been around them. It's some of them in worse condition than us mentally. It's a lot of them that's in worse conditions than us.
Yeah.
So white supremacy is you. You're white supremacy. You're not black. And see, we're finna get off into a whole nother lesson. You ain't black.
You know what? We was just talking about that on the show the other day. We were talking about the colors, and I basically I alluded to like it ain't even about colors because that's some bullshit. It's just about humanity.
That's some bullshit.
It's just about
I made up a t-shirt said melanated and educated. I'm not black, I'm melanated. Do you know that melanin is really green? But when water hits it or moisture hits it, it turns rusty or brown, like me and you. We're not black, we're not even brown for real. We're green. Where do y'all think they got the movie Avatars from? Avatar. The blue, that was a playoff. That was a throw off.
From the dark carbon beam.
They try to tell you how powerful you are in a roundabout way, hoping you don't get it. And most times we get it, but it don't take root, so it eludes us again. Because we don't make it take root. We don't practice it. We don't let it. You the most supreme motherfucker there is. Ain't nobody more supreme than you.
Exactly.
You shouldn't even give that title to nobody. You're the most supreme being that there is. You. When you look in the mirror, you should, girl, you is the most supreme motherfucker I know. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest of them all? You are, La Quinta. All these nursery rhymes and fairy tales. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently up the stream. Down the stream. Down, because nothing you want is upstream. Which means that's struggling.
True.
So you got to understand the wordplay, the spells that's been cast over us, and break that shit. Break it. Break them spells. Cast that out. Y'all be talking about casting out devils. You the damn devil. You are your greatest enemy. The enemy is your greatest enemy. Who is the enemy? Your thought process. That's the enemy. I don't want to blow smoke up your ass. I don't want to give you no feel-good message. I want to give you a simple, make you think message. So if I didn't rich you and pizzazz you, I ain't apologizing for that, because this what I learned is the ritz and the glitz and the pizzazz and the all that other good feel good stuff. That's sugarcoat and that's bullshit.
Facts.
I'm gonna give it to you simple. Simple. Said I use the foolish things to confound the wise. It's the simple shit that confuse people out here. But it's also the simple shit that will free you. See, when you think you too high and elevated and smart and educated, you can't really get it. That's why I said it would be easier for a rich man to go through a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter heaven. Rich was not talking about money. Rich was one who thinks that they're smarter than everybody. They think they have more education. Because if you go back to the book, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, they were the educated. They were the elite. They thought they were above everybody. But where did Jesus go? He went to the downtrodden. He went down by the seashore to get the workers, the fishermen. Because they were the ones open to being elevated. They were hungry and thirst after knowledge, wisdom and power. So if you think you wise and you glitz and you got glitz and education, and chuck all that shit. Chuck that broke ass God you believe in.
Facts.
And I'm talking financially, and the God that you think wants to punish you for living your life. Chuck him. He's useless. God is powerful. God is giving. God is love, genuine, like for real deal, Holyfield, as they say. Not that for play, want to manipulate you through fear of punishment and fear of you better be a good person out here or you're not going to heaven. Missing our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You don't got to die to reach heaven. It said on earth as it is in heaven, as above, so below. See, we missed the little quirky stuff because we were just so busy learning rituals. We were so busy playing church. We missed the usefulness. We missed the simplicity, the growth, the elevation. Go back to your roots. Go back to your root. Get out of survival mode and get in thriving mode. On that note, I'm going to shut the hell up.
I say, hey, you know, hey, when you get on here, I'll let you go because I already know how you gonna bring it. So I don't even be tripping. I just let you flow. And when spirit tell you to chill out, I'll let you stop. This is how it is.
Yeah. And the thing is I be by myself a lot. So I be having a lot of time to think things through. And then when I get somebody to talk to, you know, our attention spans really ain't that long. Like you really do wear people out. Like there's the 19 people that's watching and the few that keep coming in and out. You know, it's only so much that we can take in, no matter how much a person is giving out. But that's the beauty of being recorded. You know, these sessions being, if you want to glean from it again, you can come back and pick up, you know, what you might have missed in the time that your attention span will allow you to get what was shared here. And it may not be anything that was shared that was useful to you, and that's okay. That's exactly what we need to learn how to do. Eat the meat and leave the bones, or leave everything, because nothing at this buffet was for me. And it's not a problem. Not allowing it to be a problem in your life when things are not for you, because everything isn't. You don't need to show up at every show you invited to. You don't need to go to every party you invited to. What's going on there may not be for you. For example, I was invited to a party and they was doing cocaine.
Look at you. You can't stop.
I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do that. So when I got invited to this party, I was pissed. The girl that took me, I was like, why the fuck would you bring me here? I'm out of here. And don't you ever do this to me. Well, what I need to learn about me? I don't really know in that instance what I was supposed to learn, but at the same time, I do. Don't show up to every party you invited to. You don't got to go to every party you invited to. Because people want to be your friend don't mean that they're useful in your life. Thank you, Source. I got that. Yeah. So again, I love y'all. I'm logging out. I'm logging out.
Look at you. Hey, you can't stop dropping them.
Hey, because it's like it just leads, so many things lead to another thing. Like I keep saying, there's so many things that, you know, this thing is so good. Like it's so good that when we come off of the fairy tale of it, the roller coaster of it, the amusement park ride of it, and really want to get into who we are, you know, and you want to tell everybody about it. You want to give them the simple though. You know, you want to stop playing like this thing is supposed to be all light and love and easy. This shit is hard. This shit is hard, but it gets easier. It gets easier. I promise you that. It gets easier. The more you make it a habit, the easier it gets. Thanks. That's what the work was. That's what a man that don't work, don't eat. That's what the work is. This shit is hard. It's hard work. It wasn't talking about this bullshit job, work 9 to 5 institution that they've set up. That ain't what the work was.
Thanks.
But we'll do that on another show. I love y'all.
All right. Well, hey, we love you too. Thank you so much for just, like I said, dropping them gems, those bars, those nuggets. Definitely make sure y'all go back and watch this replay. Because like I said earlier, if you hear something profound, write it down. Thank you again, LaKenta Fashun, and I definitely look forward to having you on again. As you know how we do it, we're gonna definitely bring you back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be quiet.
Oh, okay. Right. Because I know you're gonna keep going. Just go ahead and exit out then. Cause I'm about to close it
Love
out.
y'all.
Love you too. Peace. Go ahead and exit out for me.
I'm trying. I don't know how.
Look at you. You don't reverse your screen. All right, so let me help you out. Let me help, because I can't. They made it to where we can't X y'all out now. You got to actually do it yourself. So it should be like on your, I want to say on your left side of your phone. I can't tell from where.
I can see.
You don't see the little X?
Got it.
All right, cool. All right, there we go, family. LaKenta Bashoon. That's my family. That's my Cosby sister. I appreciate you guys staying in and tapping in and using your energy for that amount of time. Obviously, they gave us some wacky stuff earlier. Y'all stuck around. She was dropping gems and jewels. I was definitely learning. I'm sure you guys are learning as well, too. This replay, I heard a lot of people say, make sure I keep the replay. It will be on here on IG, my IGTV. It'll be on my page. It'll be on my Facebook page, and it'll also be on my YouTube page. For those that are new, make sure you go plug into the my YouTube page and channel, which is Planet Wiz, 2 words, over 220 videos there for you to help you just like this with your everyday journey. And LaKenta Bashoon is on that YouTube as well. This was her 4th show, I want to say. So you got 3 other shows to be able to tap in and catch her as well, too. Once again, the universe agrees with a made-up mind. The universe agrees with a made-up mind. We'll see you Tuesday. Once again, we got another high priestess that'll be joining us on Tuesday. I'm excited about that episode as well, too. It's going to be so fire that we actually are going to do 2 Tuesdays in a row with the high priestess that'll be tapping in this Tuesday. So peace, love, and light, positive vibrations. Love you, family. We out of here.